Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. This is day 22 of Open. So at the end of yesterday's class, I launched what we're going to do in May. And so we're going to be doing Belong. Yeah, every time I think of it, I just get this real deep dropping down through the center of me and a sense of warmth in my heart and a sense of ease and safety in my nervous system. So yeah, let's belong in the month of May. So today is elephant flow. Yum. Yum. It's all about rib cage and shoulders and how we mobilize. I'm not sure if we're going to stand, but we're going to be sitting anyways, definitely, and then we'll see what happens. So come rest in onto your back to begin with, and then we are going to move into elephant flow. So come. So resting on your back, your knees are bent. I'm just going to check. Keep your knees bent and just begin to settle in onto your back. My phone's on silent. I'm just making sure that I can hear Sinead. Yes, I think we're good. We're good to go. So you're on your back. Your knees are bent. Just begin to rock your knees from side to side. Swaying your knees, listening in. And just take a few deep, satisfying belly breathing breaths. And just settling in, landing in. Slow the movement down, lean into the end of the movement. Slow the movement down, leaning in. Nice. Now, lying on your back, then just roll over with your knees and your shoulder over towards the left side and reach your right arm above your head. And then come back. And then do the same thing again. Reach above your head, and as I reach above my head, it's just so lovely. My belly is lengthening, my arm is lengthening. I'm pulling that right foot back behind me a little bit more, just to exaggerate that stretch. And then come back. One more time. And my left elbow is actually quite out to the side as I do this. And I feel like my left elbow is strong and connected to the floor, actually. It feels very nice, that contact with the floor. Nice, come back. Nice, other side. So roll over onto your right side. And again, I'm pushing the outside of my right arm into the floor as I reach my left hand overhead. And just pause, sigh into that length, glide that left foot back a little bit more. And then come back. Roll. Reach. This is called alarm clock. And then last time. Roll and reach. And then coming all the way back. Nice. Interlock your fingers and then bring your left elbow to the floor. We've been doing this the last few days. Just something really interesting for me about this movement. Left elbow down. Right elbow down. And I'm trying to reach my elbow as far as I can away from me. Nice. Bring your right elbow down and then begin to straighten your right arm and then come back. So now you're just reaching. So you can, if you want, glide your left hand down and then reach further than the right hand. I'm going to actually keep my right arm straight and just glide from the elbow to beyond my right fingers. And as I do that, I actually feel more connection into my waist and into my belly. Nice, one more time. Reaching beyond your right hand. Pause there. Breathe into your belly. My 2 feet are flat on the floor. I have length through the left shoulder, left ribs, left waist, left hip. Nice. Come all the way back. Bring the left elbow down, straighten the left arm, and then reach beyond the left hand with your right hand. Touch your elbow. Reach beyond. Touch your elbow. Reach beyond. Touch your elbow. Last time and hold it. Reach beyond and pause. Oh, so lovely. I have to say, I love when I move my rib cage. Just for me, this is really satisfying. Nice. Come all the way back. Arms are wide, straight out to the side. Feet are flat on the floor. Shimmy a bit so that you feel like you're straight. Lift your hips, lift your shoulders. Drop both knees down to the right. And now glide your left knee up into gliders. It's been a few days since we've done gliders, so it's going to feel pretty creaky. I'm always amazed at this particular place that gliders meets. It's just, unless I'm doing gliders daily, the first few rounds of gliders for me is really creaky. So just feel that as you glide, one knee up to the opposite shoulder, and then the other knee up to the opposite shoulder. Really feeling that sense of mobility and connection. And I'm keeping my shoulders really steady on the floor. So if my knee stops because I'm keeping my opposite shoulder on the floor, that's really more important than letting your shoulder lift to get your knee up. Okay? So shoulders stay down. For me, things are changing, things are softening now. That deep achiness is really beginning to ease, and I can fold deeper into the outside of my left hip, the outside of my left leg. So one more time each side. And then whatever side you've ended up on, pause there. Hold on to your knee with your opposite hand. So for me, my left knee is over towards the right. I'm holding on to my left knee with my right hand. You can do two things. You can hold it up so that it doesn't deepen, or you can pull it down so it does deepen. See which one you want. You can rest your foot on the knee that's just there beneath it, and then draw the opposite shoulder deeply to the floor. I'm going to tuck my chin in, draw my shoulders away from my ears, and then imagine that I can bring my ribs down onto the floor. And maybe just one rib more can touch the floor. Maybe my shoulder blades can connect a little bit deeper. Just see what is the backward motion as everything is moving towards the right. Nice. Keep everything still and only move your left knee up so it points up towards the ceiling. And then drop your left knee down. Squeeze it down. Left knee up towards the ceiling. Left knee down. So if you know that you have very free hamstrings, you can do this movement with a straight leg. The intensity is the dropping down towards the right with the left leg. So see, either keep your knee bent or straighten your leg. So everything else is really staying very consistent, very steady. I'm imagining that my shoulder blades are stuck to the floor, that my arms are very steady and stuck to the floor. My right leg is not moving. And so the next time that you drop down towards the right again, pause there. If your leg is straight, then you can either hold on to it with your hand or surge into your heel and increase the stretch. Nice. Bend your knee. Come back up to center. Pause. Notice the difference in the spiraling of your body. So your fascia is still holding the spiral to the right. So my left side is closing or squished a bit. My right side is really opening and expanding, but spiraling. I feel like an ice cream cone. Let's do the other side. So drop both knees down towards the left. Draw the right knee up towards your left shoulder. And then hold on to your right knee. Either hold on and keep it up a bit, or hold on and pull it down a bit. You can rest your foot on the knee or the thigh that's resting just beneath it. And then imagine you can bring your ribs to the floor. So this anchoring or counterbalancing is continuously happening. You're doing it. If your shoulder's on the floor, then you're naturally doing it. But we're just bringing more awareness into the counterbalance. And the more we drop our ribs towards the floor, the more length there is. So really like draw your waist backwards, draw your navel. So you're trying to turn your navel towards the right. You're trying to turn your ribs towards the right. You're pushing deeper and deeper down into the floor with the right shoulder. Nice. Keep everything else still. Draw your right knee up towards the ceiling. And then drop your right knee down towards the left. Squeeze it down. Up towards the ceiling. And then down. Up. Down. Really feel that. Up. Down. You can, if you want, continue with your knee bent, or you can do it with your legs straight. Remember, it will intensify the movement if you straighten your leg. One more time. You're going to hold it on the down. Either your knee is bent, your leg is straight, you're holding your knee, you're surging down into your heel. Really draw your ribs towards the right, anchor down. Bend your knee, come back up to center, and just rock from side to side. Yum. Nice. Cool. Roll all the way over and come up into a seated position. Okay. Legs are long in front of you. And to begin with, just roll into your belly. So that felt like a really deep stretch of my waist and my ribs. And so now I'm mobilizing them in this field of gravity. So anything that's left behind or still spiraling like an ice cream cone, I'm going to try and gather it up and just clean out. It's like washing a pot between each meal. So wash out the pot. Clean out any movement, holdings from the last movement we just did. Rounding your back, arching your back, rounding your back. And have that consideration. You know, when you stand up after driving from Dublin, how do you clean out the driving from your system? Just lean from side to side like a typewriter? Or you sit in the office, or you do something at a computer where you're turned sideways. How do you then come back to neutral? Are you paying attention to that in your day? Nice. So come back to center, you're sitting tall. And to begin with, just pull your right elbow back into lawn more. And then reach your right hand forward, as far forward as you can. So try and touch my hand if you're looking at the screen. Oh, we can reach. Oh, that's so sweet. Pull your elbow back and then reach and touch my hand. Nice. Pulling back and touch. Reaching back and touch. Nice. Other hand. So my right hand is actually resting on the floor. It feels very nice to rest it there. Pull your left elbow back into lawn more. Reach out, touch my hand. And pull it back. Touch my hand. Pull it back. Touch my hand. Nice. Come all the way back. So the next one is a wing chop. So wing is where you pull your right elbow back and my nails are resting on the side of my face just beside my eye. And my left hand has moved forward to counterbalance the right elbow moving back. And then I like throw a stone or fling my right arm forward. And when I do that, my left elbow is going to naturally move backwards. So let your left hand just move to counterbalance. So I'm not organizing the left hand, it's organizing itself. And I'm focusing on wing, chop, wing, chop, wing, chop, wing, chop. I spend my day throwing sticks at the moment for the puppies when we have pee breaks, and I'm like throwing sticks, and I'm like, wow, so cool. Really, not so good at throwing sticks with my left hand, and I'm really good at throwing sticks with my right hand. So I'm really practicing to throw sticks with my left hand. So pull your left elbow back, wing, and then chop, wing, chop. Let your right arm respond to the movement. Nice. Cool. So, elephant, bring your left hand to the floor beside you and then swing your right hand across so your arm is beside your side of your face. So, elephant. Rounding forward, right hand down, reach the left arm across. And my face is staying looking forward for this one first, okay? And as I do this, I'm feeling my ribs. Feel your ribs. Feel the side of your armpit. Like I feel like I'm rolling with my head and deepening into the barrel of my ribs. Oh, sigh into it, connect into it as you travel. Nice. So the next one is a little bit deeper. So if that felt strong enough for your shoulders, then stay there. Otherwise, you're going to go elephant, and then you're going to begin to turn your face so you can see the ceiling. But as you do that, your armpit's going to change the shape, how it's connecting or relating to the ceiling and your chest. And then turn down and touch your left hand to the floor. So we're just staying on the left arm as an elephant, and you're looking up elephant, and then you're looking down and touching the floor elephant. Up elephant, and then down elephant. So connect into your sensations, your arm, the sense of the movement that's happening in your body, and slow down so you can mind yourself in this. One more time. Yeah, over the other side. So maybe this is an arm you have to mind, maybe it isn't. So reach your right arm across so it's at the side of your face. Turn and look towards the ceiling. And then bring your fingertips down to the floor. Baby finger down to the floor. Up elephant. Down elephant. Up elephant. Down elephant. One more time. Up. Down. So now begin to just sway. So I'm doing an up elephant and then swaying forward. Up elephant. So find how you do this. You're ending up looking at the ceiling at the end of the movement, and in the middle, you're looking down at your knees. This is one of those movements that when I start, I could just keep going. Like I was out in the garden one evening and I started minding the puppies, of course. And I was out and I started doing lunges with up and down elephants. Like 45 minutes later, I was still out there doing lunges with elephants. Nice. Come to pause, roll your shoulders, big circles. Notice the quality of the movement. So for me, it feels like my armpits are really light and there's loads of space in them. Suddenly I'm like, wow, collarbones are still a little bit restricted, but my armpits are really free. Nice. We're going to do swan. Reach your arms up and then bend your elbows and look up towards the ceiling. And then dive forward down towards your toes like you're diving into a swimming pool. Pulling back. Diving forward. Pulling back, looking up. Diving forward. Pulling back. Forward. Maybe you're doing all this in a chair. Maybe you're doing it with your bum on a seat of some kind, like a block or a bolster. Maybe you're doing it with your bum on the floor. Maybe you're doing it cross-legged. One more time. Swan and dive. Nice. Stay in a forward bend. So bring your elbows to support or your hands to support. And then rather than pulling yourself down, relax and see where you hang. Back of your neck is softening. And so for me, like the back of my ribs starts telling me, oh, I'm stretching, I'm stretching. So I'm going to start like wiggling really gently. And like watching the sea move or the glimmer on the top of water, I'm going to try and move and wiggle and soften. So don't be in a place where you can't wiggle. If you can't wiggle, then you've gone too deep. So for me, the safety of what we do here is that my spine can always respond. So find your place. That might be where you're here and you're moving your spine and wiggling. If I go too deeply, so parts of my spine can move forward, but then suddenly I can't move my sacrum anymore. So I always come back so I can move my sacrum. I'm like, oh yeah, that's so cool. Wiggling, moving, creating movement where you are. So for me, one of the deep principles of the work we do here isn't about creating shapes or being very rigid in a sense of flexibility. It's creating ability in as many places as possible. So are you able to move where you are right now? Ability. We're cultivating the ability to wiggle, to move, to connect. Nice. Slowly coming all the way down. Land on the floor. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Feet are on the floor, hands are on your belly. Pause. So for some of you now, there'll be what I call the moo cow feeling. It's this feeling in your deep lower back that sounds a bit like, oh. So let that happen. So this moo cow feeling is really important. This is where the tightness or the strain or the effort we put into our backs is falling out of our backs. So let this feeling settle and stay there until it's really dropped, because it will be settling and changing and deepening. Just pausing. What's this moment like in your body? How is this place to be? Feeling, deepening, softening. Nice. Can you hear Joseph playing cello? It's very nice. Nice. Wonderful. So stay there and maybe drop your knees from side to side, squeeze them up, or just rest in stillness. Find the way that you pause that you connect. Very nice. Very nice class. I will see you all tomorrow for Sunday Yum. Very deliciously wonderful. And yeah, Belong starts in on the 1st of May. Um, Open has 26 days. So next Wednesday, we stop for 28, 29, for 4 days, and then we're back in again the 1st of May, Monday, the 1st of May. So we have the weekend off. But I know loads of you go back. Some of you stop completely, which is wonderful. And yeah, it's nice. So Belong for the month of May. Yeah, I feel very moved by the word belong. Super. I will go now and head off into my day. Have a wonderful day. And thanks for joining me. Really such a pleasure. Bye.